Being a native Floridian growing up, I visited the parks quite often. SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Universal, Disney. I even visited Cypress Gardens a few times, but I have never been to a park quite like Cedar Point. In this episode, I want to highlight what I love about the park and hopefully give you some reasons to check it out for yourself. This is Rants, Rides, and Reviews. Let's get into it. Now, if you have never heard of Cedar Point, it might just be the greatest thing that Ohio has ever given us. Located on a peninsula in Sandusky, it opened in 1870 as a beach and bathhouse, but added its first roller coaster in 1892. Now, I went to Cedar Point for the first time a few years ago, and you know how people start getting hyped when they drive under the Disney arches and they take a picture? Well, that's how I felt for the first time when I saw the skyline at Cedar Point. I was excited. You just see a wall of coasters stretching into the clouds, and these aren't baby coasters, mind you. They are massive. Cedar Point coasters are built different. Speaking of coasters, if you didn't know, Cedar Point is home to the tallest coaster in the world, Top Thrill 2, which has a height of 420 feet, making it a strata coaster. This ride launches you forward, backwards, and then forwards again as you shoot straight up into the clouds at a top speed of 101 miles per hour. Now hold up, I rode Test Track as a kid at Epcot, which is an awesome ride by the way, and I remember thinking, wow, I'm going so fast at 65 miles per hour. This ride's going 101 miles per hour. That is insane. When I rode it, I felt like my face was gonna fly off, which sounds painful, but honestly, it's incredibly fun. My wife and I rode it for the first time last year, and now it's one of my favorites in the park. Another coaster I have to mention is Steel Vengeance. This is a hyper-hybrid steel coaster at 205 feet tall that feels incredibly smooth, but also extremely terrifying. It has a 200-foot drop at 90 degrees, 4 inversions, and claims to have the most airtime in the world. If you want to feel close to God or get an adrenaline rush, this ride gives an experience like no other. And these aren't even the only thrilling coasters at the park. There's also Maverick, Magnum XL 200, Gatekeeper, Valraven, Raptor, Millennium Force, Siren's Curse, so many amazing rides to keep you on the edge of your seat. But if you're looking for a more family experience, Cedar Point has great family rides as well. Cedar Creek Mine Ride, The Train, Gemini, Wild Mouse, The Skyway, and more. Not to mention 3 different kid zones with their own rides. Now, Cedar Point isn't paying me to gush about them, although if they wanted to give me some money, I wouldn't object to that. I just genuinely love that there's so much to do at this park. Now, a park can have great rides, but if the food is bad, that could hurt the overall guest experience. Fortunately, Cedar Point doesn't have this problem. Some of the best park food I've ever had has been at Cedar Point. And yes, I'm willing to say that it's on par with Disney and Universal. And in fact, when you look at the prices, it might even be a little bit better than Disney and Universal. Some featured restaurants that Cedar Point fans love, like myself, are Beck Beat Barbecue, which serves things like brisket, rotisserie chicken, pork sausage, southern sides, and things of that nature. We also have the Grand Pavilion and Bar, which has pork loin, slow roasted turkey breast, funnel cake fried shrimp, beer battered fish, steak fries, and more. And then we have one of my favorites, the Farmhouse, which features roasted corned ribs, house-made chili, and char-roasted flank steak with chimichurri. Now I gotta stop because I'm getting really hungry talking about this, but as you can see, there's more than just burgers and fries here, although they do have that if that's what you want. They really try to go above and beyond with the food options. If you've made it this far into the video, I want to take a second and thank you for watching. I'm a small channel just starting out, and it means a lot that you're here. But if you're enjoying the video, I want to invite you to like and maybe even consider subscribing. I love to talk about theme parks and entertainment, and if you do too, this could be the place for you. The last thing I absolutely love and I want to highlight about Cedar Point is the theming. You can probably tell from the pictures I've shown already, but Cedar Point does not play in terms of keeping the park clean. Alright, it looks great. The landscaping, the theming, the holiday decorations, it looks pristine all the time. At least in most places. And I would argue that there is more theming here than just your basic run-of-the-mill amusement park. Now, are they on the same level of theming as Universal and Disney? No. but I don't think that's their goal. However, they do have what I would call themed areas like Frontier Town and the Boardwalk. Frontier Town is the most themed, I would say. But I was really impressed with the theming, actually. I enjoyed what they had. It didn't feel like a Temu version of anything. It didn't feel low budget. In fact, with Disney sort of removing, a lot of Frontierland and putting in this Cars National Park thing and Tiana's Bayou Adventure being like New Orleans themed, it's like a mishmash of stuff. I would argue that this feels more like classic Frontierland than Disney's Frontierland, which is an insane thing to even say. Except instead of Big Thunder Mountain, Cedar Point has Maverick, which is definitely a wilder ride than Big Thunder. Another ride that has some notable theming is their newest ride, Siren's Curse. The queue has like this boathouse dock feel. Think Spider-Man 2 when he's fighting Doc Ock, which is funny because his name's Doc. But it's kind of like that. And the ride vehicles have a lighting package with onboard audio. And there's a lot of cool surprises that I did not expect from a park that's supposed to be lower tier than Universal and Disney. With good theming, tasty food, and top tier rides, this park is just so underrated to me. If you're someone that loves going to Orlando parks, I would highly recommend Cedar Point. Consider checking it out. There's a lot to love here. What do you think of Cedar Point? If you've been before, let me know your favorite ride or your favorite thing to do there. If you want more Cedar Point content, let me know down below so I know what videos to focus on. This is Rants, Rides, and Reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.